IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin, Doctor, your habit coach, and today with us in the hot seat we have Malavika. Now, Malavika talks about manifestation. She asks, I am recently drawn by the idea of manifestation. Tell us your thoughts about manifesting something, anything. How does one do it? How can we include manifestation in our daily life routine? Does manifestation really work? All right, fantastic. Now, Malvika, as a heads up, I have done lots of podcasts on manifestation. I have done lots of videos on manifestation on the Awesome 180 YouTube channel. So check it out there. Now, let's first understand what manifestation means. Manifestation, when you break it down in its essence, means that you have the ability to sharply visualize exactly what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want from life. The words that I've used are very, very purposeful. Sharply agree. Many a times we just say, oh, I want a big house. What is a big house? How big? 35 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. For some people, 2 bedrooms is a big house. For some people, 35 bedrooms is a small house. So what is your version of that big house? If you can sharply define what it is that you want, that is step one. The second thing of manifestation is to define when it is that you want it by. Okay. If you don't put a time limit on when it is that you want it by, it could be, that 35 room bungalow is coming. When is it coming? 75 years from now. Now that's not going to be useful for you or me, right? So the idea is, the first is you specifically describe what it is that you want. The second step is you definitely, with a focus, put a time limit by when you want to achieve it. The third step is you work towards that manifestation. All right. Now, Malvika, manifestation has been thrown around left, right, and center. Secret has been thrown around left, right, and center. But unless you understand these 3 steps, there's no way that you will be able to manifest anything. The first one, critically clear visualization of what it is you want. Second step, by when. Now let's get to the third step. The third step is when you put in the work, the effort, the action into making yourself ready to welcome what it is that you've manifested. Now, say you manifest this 35 bedroom house. Are you ready to be able to handle a 35 bedroom house? Do you have the income to handle this 35 bedroom house? Do you think you have the ability to manage it? Now imagine a relative died and gave you this 35 bedroom house. What would you do with it? Would you even have the money to pay for the stamp duty or the tax that comes on it? So unless you're ready for what is going to be manifested, you don't have the right to get it. And you become ready for it by taking action. You become ready for it by doing the work that is needed to better yourself or to create a conducive environment for this to take place. Let me tell you a story on how I got my first ever TEDx talk. So last year, about October, I was sitting and I was thinking that, it's strange that I haven't done a TEDx talk till now. Next year, by, March or June, I'm going to do a TEDx talk. And it was such a clear manifestation or idea that I put out there. By January 1st, when the first week or so, I got 2 invites for TEDx talks. Now, let me put all these 3 stages in perspective. The first is I was very clear that I want to do a TEDx talk, right? So the clarity was very, very there. The second is I put a definite deadline. I said by March, by April, whenever it was that I wanted to do it, I set that deadline for it. The third step is that I had prepared myself for that TEDx talk. I had prepared myself for the TEDx talk through all the other talks and workshops that I'd done to make sure that this comes out well. I prepared myself for this TEDx talk by doing the podcast, making sure that I was somebody of authority that people wanted to listen to. I had to create a conducive environment for this manifestation to take place. And like this, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of different things that I have manifested in my life, and clients of mine have manifested in their life. Now, I'm a habit coach, not a manifestation coach. But even then, just because you follow the principles of habit change, they're technically principles of manifestation. What is the first thing I tell everyone to do? Create a strong intention. Why do you want it? Right? If you know why you want it, you know exactly what it is that you want. You know when you want it by. And then what you do is you make the habits, which are the actual actions that help that manifestation come to life. Now, Malvika, If you've been thinking that Ashton's going to tell me that manifestation works and all you do is close your eyes every morning and close your eyes every evening and dream of what it is that you want and you'll suddenly miraculously get it, nope, that's not how life works. You have to work towards it. And many people miss the part that you have to work during manifestation. They just take manifestation for granted, saying, oh, if I say it 35 times in this particular way, it will happen. Nope, that's not how you get your 35 bedroom bungalow. Okay, so Malvika, I hope you were wishing and manifesting that I took your question, and that's a proof right there that it works. If you guys want me to answer your question on the Habit Coach Hot Seat, check out the link below in the show description. Give me a nice big answer to what is troubling you and how I can help you. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach, and remember, awesome lives, they start with awesome habits. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments, and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcasts Network. On The Habit Coach, Ashdin delves into the power of meditation with spiritual guide Swami Purna Chaitanya. On Misconduct, Raghavi and Nisha tell us the story of Neha Verma, who killed 3 women in cold blood. On Cyrus Says Cock and Bull, Cyrus, Puneet, Utsav and Antariksh talk about the Tamil Nadu woman who disguised herself as a man for 36 years to avoid sexual harassment. On The Longest Constitution, Priya takes a look at the contest between private, commercial and constitutional interests. And on Big Talk about tiny humans, Devi Shobha and Meghna tell us how we can raise awareness about child sexual abuse. We've got some exciting news for you. IVM Podcasts has just launched its merch and our first line is out now. Head to the IVM Podcasts website and click on the shop tab to check out our first collection of t-shirts. Do follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Don't forget to rate us on any platforms you're listening on. You can also check us out on YouTube. We are also doing a small listener survey to better understand how you respond to our shows and advertising on the network. We would really appreciate if you could spare a few minutes to fill it. It helps us build better shows for you. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week: SBI Life Insurance, Jupiter, a digital banking app, and Capgemini. Get the future you want.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.